For a brief period of time, Le Corbusier, Walter Gropius, and Mies van der Rohe worked together in Peter Beren's office. This happened roughly between the years of 1907 and 1912. Little is known about what went on in the office during this time. Given this, we have done extensive research on the architect's style and personalities in order to find out about what interactions possibly occurred. The early 1900s were a time of innovation. What is now considered the modern era of architecture was beginning to develop during this time. However, subtle hints of Romantic architecture were still present, marking the transition from Art Nouveau into modernism. Influenced by the new ideas of the time, Walter Gropius, Mies van der Rohe, Peter Behren, and Le Corbusier began to develop their designs with industrial inspiration. This industrial look was achieved through the use of materials such as metals and concrete. This can be seen in projects such as the AEG turbine factory, built in 1909 by Peter Behren, the Villa Savoie, built in 1928 by Le Corbusier, and the Bauhaus, built in 1919 by Walter Gropius. These structures, as well as many others, were exceptionally influential works of the time. During the time Walter Gropius, Mies van der Rohe, and Le Corbusier worked in Peter Beren's office, Germany was economically flourishing. The number of factories were increasing, and with it the number of jobs and an increased population. There was a substantial growth in the country's infrastructure as well, suggesting that this would be a comfortable time in European history to be an architect. This would change in the years to come with the start of World War II. Peter Behren left the Kunstgewerbe School in Dusseldorf, where he was the director, to start his own office in Berlin. Previously, he was a graphic designer and artist. Walter Gropius was born into an upper-class family, and his uncle was a well-known architect. He went to school but never finished and joined the office of Peter Behren soon after in 1907. He had many big, expensive ideas that went against the style of the time, and his architecture leaned towards modern and utopian. Mies van der Rohe worked at Bruno Paul's firm, where he designed his first building, the Real House, in Potsdam in 1907. This got the attention of Peter Behren, who then hired him at his firm. When asked about working for Behren and if there was any self-expression, Mies responded, no. In those days, no one thought of this business of self-expressions. Behren had very definite ideas, and his workers learned them. We were more Behrens-like than Behren himself. Le Corbusier, also known as Charles-Édouard Généré, was a very young Swiss-French architect who designed his first house at 20. He traveled throughout Europe, getting different apprenticeships, which gave him many new ideas for designs before coming to Peter Behren's architectural firm. Some of his more notable works are the Domino House and the Schwab House. Peter Behren and Walter Gropius had a closer relationship with one another compared to the others in the office. Peter Behren moved from Berlin in 1907, and while working in Berlin, 3 of his house designs were supervised by Walter Gropius. Walter Gropius and Mies van der Rohe, on the other hand, had a friendly rivalry. This rivalry is the cause of different ideas when it comes to designing as well as the teaching of design. It is said that Mies van der Rohe had an authoritative personality that meshed poorly with the personality of Walter Gropius, who was naturally drawn to working in equal teams. Furthermore, Gropius worked on industrial projects while Mies attended to more traditional tasks. Walter Gropius left Peter Beren's office in 1910, which is the same year that Le Corbusier joined. Le Corbusier was very organized and orderly, working on only one task at a time. Similarly, it can be said that there was a bit of a rivalry between Peter Behren and Walter Gropius as well. In an interview with Walter Gropius, he states that Behren can be a cold man, treating his family as well as employees in unsatisfactory ways. Gropius used words such as egocentric and proud to describe his colleague Peter Behren. Despite these hard feelings, Gropius still credits Behren as a successful designer and influential mentor to him. Le Corbusier, Walter Gropius, and Mies van der Rohe were all influenced by the time they worked together in Peter Beren's office. As they went on to each be successful designers individually, they took with them the skill sets and experiences they gained during this time together. Thank you.